Hello, and welcome to the Coach Therapy Podcast. I'm Coach Q, and I am so excited that you decided to tune in today. We're going to take a journey through vulnerability so that we can reach clarity, healing, growth, and success. You're going to learn some things about you. You'll learn some things about me. But most importantly, you will receive tools every episode that will help you to become better every single day. Enjoy Coach Therapy. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Coach Therapy Podcast. Okay, so I am on my new camera that I got for Christmas, and this is my very first time recording on this camera. I don't know if the lighting is good. I have like my phone because it's like mirroring my phone, and yeah, let me see, is it recording? It's recording, guys. So you know what, I'm just gonna set my phone down and I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna record this podcast. Sorry for the noises. It's a lot going on over here. And I'm nervous about utilizing my brand new device that I got for Christmas. It also came with, I have this little fancy smanchy sound system, and it's my first time recording on it. And so here I am, and I'm doing it. And I know it may be weird, like just like the way I started, like, oh my goodness, welcome. But it's the reality of starting something new. And I got this camera in December as a gift from my little sister, and I talked about that in another podcast. And I was so happy, and I was crying tears of joy because one, I was shocked. And two, I received something that I really needed, but I didn't really say it out loud. And it was just that reminder that God knows the sentiments of my heart, and He knows exactly what it is that I need, that we need, when we need it the most. and so I received it. And so I received it a little over a month ago. I've been playing around with it and watching videos and really excited to use it, but really afraid. And so I had called a friend of mine, and he was going to help me set it up. And then my brother came to town, and he was going to help me set it up, but neither times worked. And so I just kept putting it off from using it. And one night I was on the phone with one of my good friends, shout out to Step, and I was just telling her, like, yeah, I just, I want to use my camera, and and she said something to me that struck me. She said, you have everything that you need, Quinny. Everything that you need. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I do have everything that I need. I have the camera, I have the recording device, I have a light, may not be the top of the line lights, but I have that. And I have the gift that's within me to do it. But somehow I was talking myself out of recording the podcast on my new device, and I just kept utilizing my laptop, because that's what I was recording everything on. I was recording everything on my Mac, and I kept utilizing that week after week after week because it was easier, it was more convenient, it felt safe. But the reality is, it's like I had everything that I need, and I kept finding ways to talk myself out of elevating because of the discomfort. And I'm reminded that, listen, growth requires a level of discomfort, that we have to let go of the idea of perfection and just move forward, because I was literally in my own way. And I just decided, like, no more. I'm going to get out of my own way. I'm going to record this podcast. I'm going to utilize the blessing that I have. And I'm going to learn. And I'm going to grow from here. But I can't continue to revert back to the way that I was doing things out of fear. Sometimes I just get nervous when it's time to do something new. When it's time to change, I get a little antsy. And I'm like, I don't know. That anxiety likes to kick in. And so many times I've allowed it to dominate my process and really bully me and just kind of kick me out of my element and take me away from what I know that I can do. And then I get in my head and I start talking myself out of all of the things that I can do. All of the things that I see for myself, I somehow can talk myself right on out of it. But not this time. This is as raw as it gets. I'm like, okay, recording it is one thing, and then uploading the software, uploading the video and the recording into the software and editing it, it's a whole nother monster, because I have been using StreamYard. And on StreamYard, it just kind of records everything right there in the program for me, and I can just download the files. I get to upload my intro and my outro, and it's just easy peasy. But it's like I just want to elevate. And then if I'm going to elevate, I'm going to have to do stuff differently. I'm going to have to change, and I'm going to have to grow and be uncomfortable. And so I'm sharing this experience with you. I am feeling like I just want to cut the camera off and watch the playback. Like, that's how I feel in this moment. All of the feelings, all of the things. I keep looking down at my phone because it's a mirror and I can see myself. And I'm like, okay, what's being recorded on the camera? It's being recorded on my phone. Just trying to do it, trying to see how long have I been recording, all of the things. It's like, this process is so imperfect. And a lot of times we just don't get that insight into the imperfections of everyone's process, but we all have them, and I have them, but I gotta push through this thing. I really have to push through this thing and see the other side of it. And for some of you, you may know how to work a camera and all of the things. You're like, girl, it's not that difficult. But new territory can just be so intimidating, and it can just feel so scary. And sometimes we want people to hold our hand through the process and to show us everything. But some things we have to learn on our own. Some things you got to learn through YouTube University, baby. I got on YouTube, typed in the name of my camera, started to look at, like, oh, how can I, my all of the capabilities. And it was like, oh, Wi-Fi connect. I'm like, wow, I could connect my camera to Wi-Fi. I can sync it with my phone. All of the things. And it helped me to be like, okay, this is cool. I can do this. And I'm doing it. And so this is my first recording. I know it's not perfect. I know that it's going to get better. But this is a start. I'm starting. I'm like, I don't even know if the autofocus is on correctly. I gotta figure out these lights, because the light is like shining so bright in my eyes until like I see like this glare. I see this glare. But you know what? It's exciting. It's exciting because I'm doing it anyways. I'm doing it without it being perfect. And that's what coach therapy is about. It's just like telling the truth, being vulnerable, and not painting this pretty picture. It's like, honestly, this week has been interesting for me. had a long week of meetings and dinners and all of the things. And I just was exhausted. And sometimes we can be right in the thick of our blessings, but it's not what we envisioned it to be. And it can be frustrating and it can feel like daunting. And I was feeling that this week. And, but I had to like push. And now I'm here and it's like, record this video. And it feels like, what if it's not good? What if the sound doesn't pick up the way that it should? What if I don't know how to sync the files? Like, I got all of these things that's going on in my head, and I'm like, how do I do? And it's just like, just do it. Just do it. And so that's going to be my encouragement for you today, is just do it. Take your imperfect self, your imperfect process, and just do it. See how it turns out. We cannot wait for everything to be just the way we want to. We have to do it when things are uncomfortable, when we feel uncomfortable. We have to do it. I am committed this year to not just sit and wait for things to happen the way I want to, and I'm not waiting for somebody else to help me do it. I'm going to use the power within myself, and I'm going to go after it. I'm going to go get it. Whatever it is that I want. And that's just my mentality, because things are going to come up. Things are going to come up, and things aren't going to go the way that I want them to go, but I got to go out and get it. And I encourage you to do the same. Like, just go out and get it. Like, no matter what, go out and get it. Don't hold yourself back. I'm elevating. And if this is what elevation looks like in the beginning, so be it. Like, sometimes we glamorize elevation. I am guilty of glamorizing elevation. And when I think about elevating, I always think about the next level. I always think about how amazing it's going to be and the blessings that's going to be there for me, and how things are going to start to turn out the way that I want to. But I never really consider the process of elevation, and the hiccups of elevation, and the stress of elevation, and the discomfort of elevation. And I feel like that's where I am, where I know that I am getting ready to elevate, but there is a process that comes along with elevation. And even though sometimes we rise to the next level, before we can get comfortable on that level, before we can really start to expand at that level and grow on that level, it's a process. We have to settle into it. And I'm settling into this new level. I'm settling into my elevation, and it's a little bumpy and not everything that I thought it would be, but I know I have to keep going. I know that I have to fight through the voices in my head that say, what are you doing? This is not how it's supposed to be. And all the other things that I feel. I have to tap into a level of faith to know that it may not be what I want it to be today, but if I keep going, it will get there. I have to talk to myself. When I'm trying to talk myself out of the process, I got to talk myself, say, hey girl, keep going. Keep pushing forward. We can't afford to just throw in the towel. So my message to you is keep going. Keep moving forward. I know it's tough. I know this wasn't what you were thinking. This isn't what you thought you were praying for. But keep going. You're just settling into this new level. You're just getting used to the place that you prayed to be at. And it will become what you desire. It will be more than what you desire. But you got to keep your head in the game. Don't talk yourself out of growth because of the way you feel. Our emotions are so fickle. A lot of times we don't feel like we're okay and that we can do it, but you can. You absolutely can. I'm doing it. I am living proof that we just got to do it, y'all. And so here is my video, my first video on my new camera that my beautiful little sister got me for Christmas, because she believed in my dream, she believed in my gift, And now I gotta believe too. I gotta believe that I can do this and that. It feels uncomfortable, it feels hard. But next level stuff requires next level faith, next level energy, next level participation. I'm participating in this next level of elevation for me, and we're gonna rock this thing out together. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Coach Therapy Podcast. First time on my new camera. And hey, we're gonna see what it's gonna be like. All right, here's my phone. I am going to stop the recording. Till next time, take care.